Long before Europe and the Americas looked like they do today, tribes and civilizations had rich spiritual traditions. The story of how many became Christian is one of faith, politics, and sometimes force. In the misty hills of Ireland and the forests of Gaul, the Celts worshipped their gods and celebrated seasonal festivals. Christianity arrived gradually through missionaries, the most famous being St. Patrick in the 5th century. He traveled for miles, teaching, building churches, and connecting with tribal leaders. Often, when a leader converted, their people followed. Conversion was mostly voluntary, blending old customs into new Christian practices, like turning pagan festivals into holy celebrations. Far to the north, the Vikings were raiders and traders who first met Christianity through contact with Christian Europe. At first, many resisted. By the 10th century, kings like Harald Bluetooth of Denmark adopted Christianity to strengthen alliances and consolidate power. Some Vikings followed willingly, seeing political advantage or legitimacy. Others were pressured by their rulers. In Sweden and Norway, Christian churches appeared, but pagan practices persisted for generations. Conversion was a mix of personal faith and political necessity. Across the ocean, the Aztec Empire faced a harsher reality. When Spanish conquistadors and missionaries arrived in the early 1500s, conversion was largely forced. Temples were destroyed, human sacrifices banned, and people baptized. Some leaders chose Christianity voluntarily to gain favor, but for most it was imposed. Missionaries sometimes blended local traditions with Christian symbols, but the change was abrupt. Even centuries later, traces of Aztec beliefs persisted in festivals, art, and folk practices. These histories show that Christianity spread in many ways. Voluntary in some regions, political in others, and sometimes coercive under conquest. Yet in every case, God's message met human culture, power, and tradition. From Celtic monks walking miles to Viking kings declaring faith for alliances, to missionaries reshaping entire civilizations, the gospel found its way into complex human stories, sometimes freely, sometimes forcibly, but always leaving a lasting mark. Thank you.